Looking for clever ways to grow your business? Then you are in the right place. This is where you get a behind the scenes on what's working in marketing today. My name is Wilco the Kreij, and here's what I discovered.
I remember this very clearly. Actually, I woke up one morning and I checked my phone like I do every day, and checked my email obviously. And I got an email, and as a result of that, like my business was gone, like boom, zero, like everything was gone. And I can sort of laugh about it now, but I sure couldn't back then. And the worst part is that it actually happened twice, like for 2 times in my online career. My whole business went back to zero. I had to start all the way over again. And yes, I was doing pretty well, and I thought I had everything sorted out. And looking back, I actually made the exact same mistake, and over like both times. And because I made that mistake, my business just went like this, like gone. And when I look around me and I talk to other entrepreneurs, not just those who are starting out, but like big time entrepreneurs, and I ask them this question, whether they are making this mistake as well, most of them are, and that worries me. And that's really why I figured to record this video, because it really, like, this goes close to my heart. Like I said, it's just not like, if you're an entrepreneur, you understand that if you put your heart and soul into something, and you spend months or even years building something, and then at an instant, boom, everything is gone, what you worked for. Especially for an entrepreneur who's like, it's not just a business, right? It's like my baby, right? I put everything in it. It's just one of those things that you really do not want to go through, right? And the first time this happened was when I basically my whole business relied on Google AdSense, right? My business, I had all kinds of traffic sources, but like everything, like this is like years back, right? Like 15 years ago. And perhaps I shouldn't call it a business, but back then I did. And like revenue wise, I don't prefer to share numbers, but let's just say I was doing a good year income every single month, which was pretty good for like someone who was like, I think it was like 17 or 18, something like that, like years ago. But all of my traffic was converted using Google AdSense, right? Basically, if people clicked on my ad, I got money from Google AdSense. In other words, like I got all these different traffic sources, but I had only one way of monetizing. And at some point I got an email from Google, hey, your AdSense account, it's shut down, it's gone, never to be returned. And that literally meant that, boom, everything was gone. And as it happens right after my traffic sources, most of it dried up as well. But like initially, like Google AdSense shut down, which meant that I went from doing pretty good revenue numbers to like literally zero, not like almost zero, like zero. So at that point on, I was like, all right, this is not going to happen again, right? I'm never ever going to be depending on one single monetization business or like party, right? So at that point, I figured I'm going to be smart. I'm going to start promoting all kinds of affiliate offers, right? And not just that, but also through all kinds of affiliate networks. And I was mostly focused here in the Netherlands, not like the kind of affiliate marketing that you may see, but like mostly like holidays or like mortgages or like mobile phone carriers, like things like that, like the tangible real world products more often than not. All here in the Netherlands. And because they're all different businesses and different industries, I figured like there's hardly any risk. But over time, I became pretty good at Google AdWords, which meant I was basically buying traffic from Google AdWords and sending them to all these different companies, right? And so I thought I had I was pretty much diversified. But yeah, my traffic was all from one traffic source. So obviously, you can sort of expect what happened. Got another email, and they changed some algorithm basically, or changed some rules, and I was not able to drive any traffic through these affiliate links anymore, right? So once again, back to zero. And once again, I can kind of laugh about it now. But that made me realize, and I went sort of like, maybe I went even overboard, but right now in my business, I got this rule, and I highly recommend you to do the same thing. Nothing in my business should be more than 50%. And I mean that with everything. Like everything should have a backup, right? I mean, I run like we have a viral and connect.io. They run at different servers so that if one goes down, the other doesn't go down. If any of my traffic sources goes over 50% of my revenue, I make sure to focus on the ones that are not working as well. Like the normal thing would to do, oh, this works well, put more time into that, grow that, right? But that's risky, right? So I want to make sure that none of my traffic sources are more than 50% of my revenue. So that even, let's say, if my Facebook ads account got shut down, or if my address account got shut down, then I still have a business, right? And that's also the real reason why I started with a viral, right? Because a viral, it's really, it's diversification per song, right? Because if you're not sure what a viral will help you to get people to spread the word for you, right? To help you get word of mouth around your business. And it's one thing to buy traffic from Facebook ads, for example, which I love and do as well. But it's another thing if you get people to share it at all these different places, at blogs, at forums, and even if, for example, Facebook was suddenly to disappear tomorrow, people will still find a way to talk with each other, right? So as long as I can viral hack my way into their conversation, that's how I call it, then people will still talk about my business. People will still refer their friends to me, even though some other traffic source was gone. And my real point here is that I really want you to look at your own business and think like. Is there something that if this would suddenly go missing, would I have a big problem? Because if there is, make sure to have a backup. Like if you don't have a backup in place for everything you do, and if you don't have like some kind of a risk management in place, you are gonna at some point gonna regret it. Because if there's one thing I've learned in business, it's not a question of whether shit is gonna hit the fan. The question is when. And I'd rather be prepared for that. So make sure to never, like wherever possible, make sure nothing is more than 50% of your business, right? So make sure you have the multiple products, make sure you have multiple traffic sources, make sure you're running it on multiple servers, make sure you have multiple ad campaigns, ad accounts, like everything, split it up, to make sure there's not as much risk. And for those things that you cannot live without in your business, make sure you got a replacement, right? Make sure you have all the training you need. If someone would suddenly be hit by a bus, some one of your team members, and which is not something I'm hoping for or anything like that, but like if it happens, you want to make sure you're prepared and you got all the training and knowledge in-house to make sure that you can get someone new onto your team and take over that job, for example. And that's a bad example, a terrible example, but yeah, I'm sure you get the point that I'm making. So that's really my point here. Minimize your risk, because otherwise your business could go back to zero at some point, and I don't want that to happen to you. I went through it a couple times, don't want to do it again. So spread your risk. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and I'll see you in the next video.